お疲れ様です。ともぞうです。今回も NA の振り返りやっていきたいと思います。グループステージ終盤ですね。残すところはこの Day8 と Day9 という形となっていますが、今回は Day8。順位表を確認しておきましょう。ダークゼロが結局、初っ端のソニックスに敗れて以降5連勝できてるのかな。一気に C 飾りましたね。いや、安定してますね。ただカナディアンもさすがですよね。ソニックスに移籍して、いきなり成果を出して2位という形です。ただ SSG とは同ポイントで SSG3 位。そして MAT がじわじわと順位を上げてきて12ポイントという形になっています。ちょっとビーストコーストが飲み悩んでいて3勝3敗で10ポイント止まりという形になっているので、トップ6には入りそうですがというところはありましたが、このあたりがちょっと苦しくなってますよね。そしてワイルドカードが6位、ワイルドカード8ポイント、そして7位ルミノシティが6ポイントなので、ここが2ポイント差どうなるかというところです。ロスが8位、そして9位がオキシゲンという形になっています。デイドのマッチアップはこちら。ロスとソニックス、ビーストコーストとオキシゲン、SSG とワイルドカード、ダークゼロとルミノシティという形で、上位と下位が綺麗に当たるっていう感じになったので、いかに取りこぼさずに3ポイント取れるかという試合になりましたが、ちょっとやっぱりね、取りこぼしが出てきたかもねという試合になっています。それでは早速1試合目からご覧ください。
We'll see what they can accomplish. This current take centralized around Canadian's position. We saw him over on east, a couple bodies over near the door, and a couple on the far side as well. XK does have that blitz once again, so we'll have some solid pressure around this space. Was just actually going to take out Canadian right when he gets aggressive. A nice clear here for Los. And they're going to continue on this. They'll break up the mirror window, and we'll see how Ambi responds.
Let's see if anybody's actually watching E stairs, because it's a good initial entrance by Los, but surely there might be a kill going Sonic's way right here. Anybody watching the doorway? Yes, there is. Oh, there's two, but he can't react in time. Well, I suppose he does react, just doesn't hit the shots. That's unfortunately the more important of those two tasks. Sir finds himself in Grixer territory, but not up to snuff. We were worried about it.
This I wanted. Nobody got in trouble.
エビレイドさんこんばんいらっしゃい。早いな、キルが起きんな。
Look at a pass that you lean towards with so many other soft breachers that are just practically better at their job. But the reason you're seeing him here is they more than likely sussed out the castle barricades. They saw those get put up on some windows and were like, I know a man for the job. Bring the man with the hammer. And Sexy Kick will be piloting that this time around. Arthur in a lot of trouble, but Wizard
結構この試合ロスアグレッシブだね。国境ってこともあんのかな。すげえ殴り合いじゃん。
Down to a 3 versus 3.
And a core problem, though, it seems Arthur might have gone investigating with the diffuser into the site, potentially, or at least in close proximity. Yep, there it is. Right through the breach inside of the site. So everything quite beautiful for Los up until that kill. Now they find themselves in a bit of a difficult position, but not one with no solutions. It's just difficult that the diffuser's inside of the site, but they've got a minute 50 seconds to find the intel as they're doing right now. But also, Rexon is still spread pretty far wide. In fact, 2 of the 3 remaining defenders are all over by customs at the moment. With only 1, Grixer, I believe, actually in sight, maybe with direct line of sight on the diffuser. Now that could change. The player, I think, in customs, and well, actually Surf right there, probably the more lethal of the 3 players at this point. But Los have the time to try to find a new angle to deal with this.
Looks like they want to try and make the play for the case here on Square's side. Most obvious one, obviously, is Los is getting gifted this space. Legacy is going to stay upstairs. Because remember, we have Rexon on that flank. He's just waiting for the timing. He goes down. Sexy Cake will take the first one. They will have some space, but he's going to get tagged up from a distance by Surf. We do have tellers overall now. We need Rexon to get activated upstairs. Have to have some pressure. He's working his way back towards east, seeing if there's anything around this area. He'll get the side angle as the plane will go down, but no dice just yet on this kill. I have some potential here on the Zofia, but as it goes down, it's got to be Legacy here, and Los heavy-handed here in round 2.
Very heavy-handed indeed. The more impressive thing is not necessarily just, they've been able to really strong early pressure successfully and rapidly in 2 rounds in a row, but more importantly that it went awry. Arthur is denied on the plant. It's a 3v3, and they're able to use that remaining time to find the positions that Sonics are holding, and then win the fights to actually get back into the site. こんばんは。お疲れ様です。いらっしゃい。That recovery from Los behind. Months and
キル起きんの早いな。30秒でキル起きるやん。結構ロスが仕掛けてるね、この試合。
This is a
Oh,
strategy
fast
he's
again.
not only very familiar on
そこ
border,
間違えてない
but especially against Canadian in the past few months, and well, they were
あー、
ready
ウォー
for
で
it
刺さった
here.
か、これ。
This is a bit of an unfortunate round to follow the previous ones, as I commended Los's recovery, and it seems
いや、でもこれがやりたいことなのか、ロスは。
into the
結
vertical
構えぐい
holes
けど
held by
な。
Warden. Now,
全部速
the
攻だもん
smokes are
な。
meant to counter the vertical holes, so it's good foresight there, but unfortunately, a little bit of sloppiness, not aware of what exact operator's holding us upstairs, merely that there were vertical holes, or maybe they even checked, and they got unlucky, and they didn't spot the Warden. Either way,
Yeah.
that completely undid the rush.
Yeah, Sexy K was glancing towards the ceiling, but the issue was that he was holding the farther angles there. And what Surf did very intelligently is he actually played the ones that are closer to like the concrete pad right here. So he was actually on like the back angle. So he was looking for the far side, he was close side, and just ended up winning it out that way. It looks like it's going to be a flawless round from the Sonics. This is what I was talking about. Like, you kind of just got to stick true to your guns here on border. And
ラウンドが早い。
you're going to
Except, are more than justified.
早いよ。本当に30秒で1キル目来るじゃん。
It went beautifully, didn't it?
It really did. It really did. Now,
アルティメットゴロイさんいらっしゃい。本日お疲れ様でした。ありがとうございます。
Establish things on East, and they were able to also handle the flank that almost went awry for them, but were able to trade things out.
めちゃめちゃファーストキル早い。
They've got their initial pick this time around, but the key thing, the first thing that we touched on in this round, and what I was giggling about, the traps. We have to watch those out for Sexy K. He's gonna take an aggressive angle, but they're going to trade. Might be the best thing that Canadian could have done with that situation there. I mean, either way, he was probably going to get gunned down from someone as he's laying prone in the hallway, but able to take out the shielder, that's a big deal. We'll see if potentially the
イーサン6領事館よかったよね。
can stand the test of time.
それだけにその後のマップが残念だったね。
Able to recover in round 2 when that initial blitz play met some resistance and they ended the beginning of the mid round in a 3v3. Technically speaking, the odds are better for them now as they maintained a man advantage. Oh, by one! Borexen with a ridiculous free fire, looking to try and get a second through the wall. If you're paying attention to X.com, formerly known as Twitter, last week in the OXG game, he wallbanged Yaga through like 2 walls on layer, so the luck is certainly favoring him in recent history when it comes to wallbangs. On that pre-fire, it's working out. Now on the 3v3, Los will take even more time to
まあでも正直ちょっとマップがやり足りてない感はあるね、E36 は。後ろ2つのマップは詰め切れてない感もあったし、イグジ初戦もそうだね。
Can either control the rest of this space. I got worried there for Wizard for just a split second. I thought I covered things with the drone there, but
ちょっとやっぱチーム作りが方向性決まったのがマジ終盤だったから間に合わなかったね。
Obviously, Sonics are going to start burying their teeth, so we'll see how this goes. Marks his way in here. Don't know if he still has this one to the right. I do believe he's kind of progressed. We will actually have those 2 deeper inside of Armory. Wizards got to have an answer here for the Twitch as they'll begin taking archives.
Yeah, there's one down below with that C4. Ooh, Wizard spots the one playing behind half wall, able to cut him down. Surf wins his fight though, so 1 in Armory, 1 off site. That doesn't exactly bode well for Surf.
もうよく使ったサーフ。
This one, and indeed he does. That's diffusion now dropped metal as well. Legacy tries
みんな
to
この
gamble
サウンド
further.
やばい。
That one pays off, but remember that C4 Grixer dropped at 45 seconds remaining, but Legacy thinks ahead, plants on the concrete, but that's a little low to the border. It seems Grixer won't be able to make it in time. The diffuser goes off without a hitch, spotted on the drone as well, so Legacy knows that the capture is coming. The beepers could give away his position as well. The shots certainly do. Will hold behind half wall on the corpse of Rex and shot just a minute prior. More shots giving away Grixer's position. Legacy holding fast. No intel Grixer's way right now. Trying to bait something out in Legacy reaction.
まあ外読みか。あえて外読みに対して中に入ってた。ロスからポイント落とすのはちょっと痛いよね。
Sometimes that factor just doesn't work into your favor. They're trying to adjust things here, though. They are going to bring a couple different pieces of utility. We saw that really trap-centric lineup inside of round 4. This time around, a couple of different, toys to bring in round 5.
I think the introduction of the Malusi is certainly important. Not so much on, trying to, use the traps to dissuade entry, delay time, but definitely just to slow down the entry further. Not only to give information once the Banshee gets activated and to force a bit more utility sync out of Los to actually clear these positions, but also just if they move in when it's not cleared, being able to slow them down instead of triggering a razor bloom, then backing off, or just shooting a couple EDDs, then moving on. This might theoretically be just a bit more time that Los will have to spend moving on in, which they certainly have made good use of in the rounds that they've won. No blitz, though. No blitz to be seen in round 5. So I doubt the Malusi is already taking hold a minute 30 into the round like this, but Los, certainly after that timeout, trying to attack these final 2 rounds with a bit of a different pace.
I think this adjustment from them, we've been seeing them fly through these rounds so far, and now slowing things down a bit to get this engagement here at a minute and 15.
強気やな、カナディアン。
Back and forth with the man in passport.
喧嘩上等作戦。
Knows that some pressure has to be working its way in from somewhere else, but hasn't turned towards
ほと
east
聞こえて
just
ない。
yet. Knows the person had to work.
Don't
find him. Arias doesn't even think about it.
そんなすれ違いある。
Down to the 1 versus 5 here for Lowe's, and Legacy will end up taking out Ambi. At least we'll get the flawless out from under them, but Sonic seemed to be back in control here. They were able to match Los's pace extremely well inside of this round and find those big frags in that opener.
Banshee triggered very briefly, but they already know Legacy is on that second floor, just confirming now slightly outdated information. Legacy will look in the bathroom. Reasonable position to try and find somebody, potentially in the showers too, but again, there's just so many places to look. That kind of pace.
What Canadian?
早い攻めに対して準備ができ始めたね。
Really want to get to land in their games. 3 rounds against LG, and then they lose 7-3. Don't want a single one on defense. This 4th round could be key for Lux here, and it'd be the most attacking rounds I believe that they've got this entire stage.
いや、前に喧嘩上等作戦入る前に、うわうわ、いやでも間に合ったかは。
When an M590 comes to the party, well, you're bound to respond. Sexy Cake has looked much better on this blitz than anybody else on the roster this entire game so far, and he makes his presence known yet again. An aggressive look from the Sonics as well. Gets some.
なんかロス今までの試合で一番いい試合かもしれんこれ。
We've seen this entire game that Claymore outside that claims the life of Wrexham. Now down into the 3 versus 3. We've been here before, and the results were all lows all the time. But what happens in round 6?
It is a good sign that they have, again, over a minute to try to reset and find the next
いや、結構情報取らずに言ってんのかそれ。結構な喧嘩殺法だ。
Taking that time to find that information and then use it effectively, though winning a key gunfight when the moment actually came, when they were attacking Teller's bathroom, I believe all the way back in round 2. That's what needed to happen. They've got the Damos here to do it. Deathmark tracker regenerating, so they will have at least one more. They've not been able to.
なんか少人数になってから勢い失うといけなくなるなロス。
This blitz is going to be a very important operator for Los. It has been for every single one of their wins essentially. Spotted very briefly on the default camera. Sonics probably have a good idea that Los are looking to make.
ヨークさんこんばんは。今日の RGL 面白かったね。やっぱね、プレイオフは集中力がマジで違う。ワニパンチいらっしゃい。まずい。ああ、見つけた。おい。いや、この試合今までで一番いいじゃん、ロス。ちょっと珍しく勢いに押されちゃってるね、ソニックスが。いやでも国境マジで守れませんゲーミング始まってんな。イグジストはだいぶしんどそうやね。まあ今日マービー君にインタビューしたけど、やっぱメンタル面がかなり、やっぱスクリームでうまくいってるのに本番でうまくいかなくて、どんどんメンタル面が落ちていったみたいなこと言ってたね。え喧嘩殺法喧嘩殺法返しいやでもやっぱ今がこれがメタだよな、どう考えても。わ、ちゃんとロックある。あー、きつい。いやー、ミラー起こしたいけどこれ無理か。あ、起こせる。フル HP。いやーでもロック完成してるからな。窓抜けないともうどうにもこうにもならんこれは。 どうにもこうにもならんかった。クリミンさんこんばんいらっしゃい。またテックポーズかよ。マジで NA 多すぎ。クリミンさん来てくれてありがとう。またゆっくり来れるときに見に来てくださいね。いや、ロストはね、いつも気合入ってるの。のどぐろは美味しかった。いいね、のどぐろ。久しぶりにお寿司食いに行きたいな。
Really up to them. That case is going to be on Canadian, so if he does anything hyper aggressive, you'll probably see him drop that before anything goes on.
And it's understandable why Sonic would want to take a lot of their time on the front end. I mean, think of how close some of those rushes came for Los on their attacking side. One attacking bathroom tellers came down to a 3v3, they had to recover. Another one came down to the warden dodging the glass. Right here, you've dealt with all the castle barricades, you shot the goo mines, you throw down the smokes, and what do you know? There's no
そこから入ってそこでプラントなんだ。
So Arthur might win that initial fight. Rexon gets all the glamour in that.
いや、これは硬い。
Tries to move around the corner where thereus a shield in his way.
いやー、間に合わなかった。いや、でもこれ外ロックは強いぞ。ん？このアンビーのロックも強いな。これバレてないんじゃないこの位置。外2、この作業では1でしょ。このロックえぐいな。これ中にいるぞになってる。いや、時間がない。いやー、でも時間がなさすぎる。
Second, unless Legacy can time it properly, no, he can't. Serp and Grixer for the final few. We're all
right when things getting they take from the post is probably one of the craziest retakes I've ever seen in my life.
いや、この国境に関しては全然トロールしてないよ。速い攻めゴリ押してて面白い。喧嘩殺法だけど。まあ再現性のない喧嘩殺法だけどな。
Likely not going to be any difference. I do like the lineup that we're seeing here from Sonic specifically that they're bringing that Deimos again. I mean, we've already seen how solid of an operator he can be in the proper hands. And
おー、ハッキングいいね。あ、いいね。三つ取り切った。大仕事だな。
Especially like that they brought the Nomad too. Those air jams, always a consistent tool to be able to use for flanks or whatever you need.
Big Nomad guy.
いや、ブラックミナー殴って見れなくなるのマジで大きなアップデートだよな。
Can never settle down in one location. A lot of info. Oh, hello. I was going to say a lot of information gained or potentially gained by Ambi with 4 different operators potentially could be Deathmark tracked, and then the Warden just sprints in front of him. Though the shotgun will be very difficult for Sonic to repeat any of the same shots in round 7. Well, Ambi does the exact same thing.
ガジェットとのいい合わせ。お、大胆に取り返しに行く。全部ロックされてる。レガシーが一人頑張ってる。頑張れなかった。いやもう最初の30秒でキルが発せるのはロスの攻撃側だけだな。いや惜しい。いやもう本当に深めのピークしないよね。うわいいフラグ。いいフラグ。うおやりけんかい。これは大誤算やな。まあでもリバイブできたから OK か。いやまあデーモス生きてるだけで価値があるぞ。引いた？あ、まあ時間的にも引いていい時間か。ん？まだロック。危ねえ。お、どうするんだカナディアン窓に張り付いたとしても。カンデラでどうするんだ
In the last minute we go. Los keeping things at least spread on this bottom floor as this top floor control has went completely the way of the offense. How are they going to implement this though and try and get this plant down?
全然現地に圧かけれてねえな。
But things just not going their way. And oh, look at this.
危ねえ。いや、よく耐えたな、今の。あいかば。ただ時間がない。今のカバーできるのすごいな。いや、トイレ潰せるからな。わ、いいカンデラ。おお、潰した。トイレプラント。お、プロトット。え？ん？外一人走ってるの？いや、これカナディアンのキープがきついぞ。うわ、強っ。さすがにだね。これでもどうやって見るんだ？上か。上にいるのバレてるな。いやー、よくこれまとめたな。これソニックスよくまとめたね。これまとめれるのえぐいな。結構絶望的だった。ヨブンさんこんばんいらっしゃい。You're going to be working through door frames, which 9 times out of 10, not the greatest thing in Siege, but on a map like Border, it doesn't really matter all that much. You can kind of acquaint it to Coastline for those of you that do remember that. No hard breach are really needed on that map because you got a bunch of windows, you got a bunch of doors. This is very similar. And then you're trying to exploit that exact entry point right here, right now. インパクトもうほんと見なくなったね、防衛側の。サゲンさんこんばんいらっしゃい。お疲れ様でした。ありがとうございます。うん、駆け引きしてんね。ニトロでもあと2つあるぞ。めっちゃ駆け引きしてる。あ、先にプラントしてる。わあ、いいんだろう。ん？下からか。それやりきらないとダメだ。おお、やりきった。いや、8の時は見える。見えなかった。カナリアどこだ？カナリアどこ？あはは。いや、それは出てるもん。嘘でしょ？いや、今のはハテナだよな。今の何だったんだ。しかもショックワイヤー4つ持ってるし、セクシーケーク。最後のアプローチ何だったんだあれ。あれ先にさ、外に出ちゃダメなんじゃない？多分外に出て窓外のやつ釣ろうとしたんだけど、で中のやつで釣ろうとしたんだけど、それすらもできてなかった。全然バラバラ。だから少人数戦下手だね。攻撃もなんかさ、削られてからの立て直しめっちゃ下手だったね。まあそのあたりがロスの今の弱点なんだろうな。あー、これ釣ったな。最後に重大なトロールかましったか。だからなんかロスはマジなんか何がしたいのか分かんないシチュエーションが結構ある。それは多分チームとしてまとまってないっていう判定でいいと思うね。俯瞰で見てて。俺ら俯瞰で見てるから言いたい放題言えるけどさ。やってるシージは強いんだけどね、BC。なんかちょっとハングリー精神がない気がする。若干メンタル的な感じするな。ベースはやっぱ高いと思うよ、BC。
He is sniffing the carpet right now. He is waiting for that Goyo to walk in front of the head holes so he can get his opportunity and make this a 4v4. He'll probably be here for a pretty extensive period of time because, I mean, DS is going to hold down inside a kitchen. He's not really going to move from that spot. The other roamers are going to be around the bar.
壊せてない？それ。どっちだ、ユーシ。ユーシなんかもっと壊れてるか壊れてないか分かりやすくしてるしね。 うん、動き待ちか？まあ、突き下げできないからな。うわー、いいハサミ。時間が。うわー、いいロック。そのまま進行しないのが偉いね。これちょっと当たりに行かないと厳しいぞ。
They're just so good at knowing the buttons to push, aren't they? I mean, they get
音は聞こえてそう。
initially there, they slow things up. They're like, okay, where's going to be the easiest point of entry to try and get these picks back in our favor? They choose Kochek's side. They take out the man over on.
さすがに。
Eliminate the rest past that, but I mean, it's just into the for a moment.
フローレスはまあでも今までと変わんないんじゃない？こんなに何かがあるからってとは思わないけど、まあ強いて言えばメルシーが相対的に強くなったことによってフローレスの価値は上がってるかもしれないけど。いやー、M80 と BC の差は俺結構あると思うよ。まあでも LCQ までってなるとちょっとチーム作れる時間がまた増えるからね。いや、M80 はベースないもん。申し訳ないけど。ベースなさすぎ。まああと BO3 だと変わると思うけどね。
It's a patience moment for them as they begin to wrap around the side. And they've got things. They're already set up, and Nordy is swing in here via the white hallway. You don't see that one ever so often, but
この辺りの連携がやっぱ素晴らしいね。あれ
？You saw one player up here. I did think we still had something back here. That's actually the Ash on the other end of that. Sometimes
これバレてない系じゃない？
So there's not another oxygen player. I think it's just had up here alone, actually, and behind the far cocktail bar is hot and cold going to check it.
いや、打ち勝つんかい！打ち勝つんかい！今完全にバレてなかったぞ。いや、俺は M80 はないと思う。BO3 になったらもっとボロが出るぞ、あのチーム。
That's really unfortunate. I thought he was going to have that. But hey, Newers could still provide a very powerful angle to deal with this attacking setup. He can maybe retake into train later on. I don't even think V meant to kill that guy. I think he was hunting for Newers, but he finds C9 Bisco is still firmly in the advantage.
これはしょうがないよね。この上取ってることを有利に生かして上からキル取りたいよね。この試合ってヌアーズがめちゃくちゃキル取る試合だっけ？ヌアーズ覚醒の試合だっけ？いや、ここ2人寄せてんの偉いよな。うまい。2人寄せてるのが偉すぎるわ。うわ、上取り返した。いや、ホッターマジで強えよな。いや、このタイムアウト結構勇気のいるタイムアウトだね。
They've seen it, but this question, the freezer, that's really all I got off the top of my head. I'm interested to see why Oxygen have brought this in this lineup.
ちなみに毎週 M80 の試合の時はミッド80だから、ミッド80ってどういう意味なの？偏差値80みたいな意味？お、スコープ刺さった。
Got a kill. It's cut down diffuser, and I was about to say, what do you know? Where's the other one? Well, if Yoga is upstairs, odds are the second one is down below.
ういひょー、音バレてたねこれ。
Can only be said for about 2 seconds. Dia spots the nook, cuts him down, and Cloud9 in a very difficult position. 3v5 as they move across this top floor because what can Yoga do?
イーストは取れた感じか。
And the rest of the team has rotated back in kind. He will lose that remaining Scopus robot. Don't know if it's Talus or Colossus, but somebody's going down as a result of it.
ホッタンが世界を救ってくれなかった。さすがに。
As the gunfights keep being exchanged deep into the mid round. Spirits has moved down white. His teammate is over in pillar.
包括したな。まずバルキリーに包括してる。うわー、ディアス広がった。うまい。やられる前にやれっていう方針になってるな、これ。いや、これは追えないだろ、スピリッツ。 波80、大したことないと。へえ。さすがにな。なんかさ、M80 に対して思うのはさ、なんか、まず、相手対策っていうのをほぼやらないチームなんだよね。いやそれは別にいいのよ。バータスプロみたいにさ、そういう戦い方するチームっていっぱいあるから。でも、強烈に押し付けられる何かがあるわけじゃないんだよ、結局。チームとして。それがきついから、俺はメジャーは無理だなと思う。いやどっちか。柔軟に相手に対応できるベースの部分が高いか、もう唯一無二の押し付けられる、ペースを握り続けられるアプローチを持ってるかの2つだと思う。そういう意味では BC を押し付ける能力が高いと思う。ダークゼロはどっちも持ってる感じかな。ソニックスも押し付ける感じだね。SSG も押し付け型かな。セットプレイ多いしね。
You do see one of those players down low. It's going to be the maestro of hat, peeking things in off the brown stairwell. Gunner waiting to see if he'll just overswing things for him. Maybe get a gunfight that's conducive to their situation. But it's going to be Spirits as well as the Deimos that hot and cold. Oh. Please tell me you saw that. That was a drop shot with the revolver. Wild West demands.
ヌワーズが耐えてる。ヌワーズいいカバーだけど犠牲が多すぎた。手荷物いるぞ。SSG 筋トレ型確かに。いやーこれむずくない？あれあれちょっと今トロール出ちゃったよ。今動かなかったらダメージ入りきらなかったと思うけどな。ただ圧倒的に防衛側がいる。おおおお取った。うますぎ。ダークゼロは強いね。今一番完成されてると思う。ただやっぱ NA 全体で言うと不安定。チームのレベルが。EU の方がまあ上位と下位には分かれるけど、しっかりしてるなっていうイメージある。これは何がしたかったんだ。あれホタコールドクソーって言ってた今。なんで燃えてんだよって言ってた。あれまずいっすよ。まずいっすよ。まずいっすよ。まずいですよこれ。いやこれすり抜けたんじゃないか。読書入れたんじゃないこれ。
This is now a very peculiar position. Where will C9 Beast Coast try to put this diffuser? Unfortunately, no.
ああ、暖炉に変えたか。
So the brief moments that this round was moving in chaos. Unfortunately, I think the moment to win it has slipped away from Yaga. At least to win it on anything except raw mechanical.
ドローンだと思ったのわかる。
They'll drop down below. One player has moved out onto the rappel, and the other has moved deep down white. Cloud9 understand that if they play too close to this diffuser, that's the way they'll give Yaga away into this.
Oh, gosh.
The smoke canister goes out, but it's shot right at the perfect moment. Only one remaining to try to cloak Yaga's approach. Halfway down, somebody's going to take this fight. Somebody's going to take this fight, and it will be Gavini.
いや、ビシ落ち着いてんね。カフェでここまでスムーズに攻撃取れるってやっぱすげえな。あら、ちょっと待って。これもうちょっと前は。天窓ダイブか。あそこに入るんだ。おもろ。いやーそこは5で見えないよね。しかもタクティカスクロスボウで。うまっ。あ、プラント失敗してる。あれれれれ。どうやって止められたんだ今。誰が目抜きしたんだ。 いや、今いいセットだったけどね。どうやって目抜きしたんだろう。プランター通るかなと思ったのに。
I didn't have 6-9 plan. That was the issue. Tricks in the book.
今トイレ行ってなかった。試合前におしっこしとこうぜ。
Gives you peace of mind, also frees up the ability to bring, operators like the Grim, or in this case, bring the IQ, which, given that Valkyrie is unbanned, a pretty decent defensive operator, I will say. Not a whole lot of stuff I think the IQ can really spot, or that's like super important on Cloud9 Beast Coast side, but it's an extra set of nades at least, and hey, now they can see if there are any ADSs in Pixel, which they've realized and have now started clearing.
うんこの方ならセーフ。そんなわけねえだろ。
Oh man, this is giving me flashbacks.
今ガビに入ってなかった？
Oh, don't remind me.
Pixel position, got things over inside of Cigar here. They're just gonna hold on to this. They're trying to take Christmas away from Oxygen, and it's going swimmingly so far. Gunner's gonna get on the board for the very first time. It's gonna be a
ラペリング抜いたのか今。 ガビの位置バレてないかワンちゃん。
No secondary hard breach either, so that option's going to go out the window if they do want to try and break anything up. Fortunately enough, they are on the reading and dining defense here, so life going to be a little easy for us.
今日の試合、この試合オキシゲン一番良くないな。なんだかんだで7-5まで行くからゲーム作ってたんだけどな。この試合全然ゲーム作れてないね。2回取りに行く。あ、現地2回か。いや、もう全然ドローン回ってないぞ、この覗き方見てると。まあ、そりゃそうだよな。それはそう。それはそう。おっと、それはそう。まあ上の取り合いで負けたのが全てだったな。
The 11th hour is upon us, and something has to be done by Oxygen. Doing his best to not lose one of those yokais to the timer outside. Actually flips those.
いや3回無視というか取れなかったんだよ、結論から言うと。エントリー勝負で全部負けちゃったからさ。で諦めて2回にシフトチェンジしたってだけ。ヌアーズがこの試合強えな。
3 versus 4 in favor of the offense, but this is where the fundamentals come into play. We got to get back on these drones. We got to get some active info and see if we can get some bigger picks here. Speaking of active info, Gidavini knows.
難しいよな。この試合は難しい。
Huge moment here, especially if Oxygen starts to call this back.
まあな、しょうがなし。
That could have been the difference maker for Cloud9 Beast Coast right there. Now that Gavini's lost that, Oxygen have a minute 10 seconds. No, around 50 seconds really. 今のハッチ見てんのあれ。どういう車線？さすがに耐えれんな。ここの勇士強えな。まあでもこれ倒したとてなんだよな。おお、こと。わ、さすがに。いいカバー。ニトロはあるね。いや、ずれた。エアジャブ残ってるじゃん。よくここまで持ってったけどな、スピリッツ。Like the hip fire to open the window and make noise, and again, there's nobody.
さすがに間に合ったか。
You know, if you would have paused it right there and been like, "What's Gavini gonna do?" That was probably the last thing on my list. I'll be so honest with you. Like,
he went out that window with so much confidence. I was like, oh my god, oh, there's nobody there. All right, well, 5v4 for Oxygen. You're not gonna complain about getting that opening pick, are you, Sam?
No, I mean.
ガジェットがあんまないね。スイッチの弱さハッキングできない。
For C9BC though, they're not going to worry too much. They knew the inherent risk when they allowed Gavini to go up there and make that move. And I mean, hey, if it works out and he kills 2 people outside, it's a whole different story, right? So we won't give him too much grief about it. Yaga is going to end up taking down Gunner now. Gunner now is going to make them worse for wear moving into the latter half of round 9. They do have a lot of utility still to break up this floor.
突き下げも十分だし。おお、ディフューザーすごい車線で見てたな今。とんでもない車線で見てたな。
OG could theoretically win this on utility, but I mean Oxygen's lineup is still quite good. You got one shot.
これでカウンターが覗ける。
Maybe find a yokai too. Sure, the warden could maybe look through the flashbangs from DS or the smokes from Hat, but
いや、バンシーなんだよね。あ、ちょっとフラグ持った。うよ、ディフューザー。あれれ？あ、なお。いやー、ディフューザーが効きすぎ。
They haven't tried to move down to the bottom, and only now when they do so, they're in a 2v3.
いや、これ、ヨウがプラントに行けたとしてもどうカバーすんだ？魂のプラント。さすがにか。
Unfortunately for them, Beast Coast in this best of one just have that thing you can't predict. Hot and Cold is running across 2 different floors and getting 4 kills in a row. They've been able to clutch multiple 2vx's. I mean, walking through a hallway and Yog is able to get that freebie. OXG have the majority of the opening picks in the series, albeit by a slim margin now. It's not like it has been completely, you know, horrible from Oxygen. They're getting the advantages and Beast Coast
うわ、なんかマウスから手離した写真で止まってんね。
are still pulling rounds over the line.
Yeah, they're just pulling the wool over their eyes constantly, you know? The price is always wrong when you're playing C9BC's game. Oxygen still suffering from it. They aren't going to get their initial pick, but we're used to this song and dance, specifically with Gunner. I mean, Gunner has been risking himself time and time again in these rounds. This one a little bit different, obviously. Oxygen just really beating them to the punch on this mid-floor, but once again, we have the advantage. This time, though, mid-floor transition upstairs. And how is this going to go? They know they have some bodies upstairs here inside of Cocktail that they have to deal with.
アマル、シガランジ側だな。あ、下。あ、これ伝説の一コマか。これ見たぞ、俺。X で。これ X 見たぞ、俺。入れ違いね。これ入れ違い気づいてないのよ。で、ニトロゼル飛ぶんだよね。これ俺、X で見たわ。いや、これでね、ディフューザー取りに行けなくなっちゃうんだよね。いや、これ取りがきつすぎる。もう行くしかないよな。いや、今、いや、ハトの気持ちわかるよ。これどうしたらいいんだになってるもんな。リバイブ時間あるのか。ヤゴーデンが上がってるから位置情報取れるよな。よかった。引いた。あ、リロしてる。あ、危ねえ。
Just run for the
really spares him out. Oh, they is.
No, it's flying.
They're gonna for Windows very quickly to acquire control.
いや、今ので決まってた伝説だったよな。
Ubisoft, bring the cooking nades back, man.
完璧なるすれ違い通信。
Please, just a little bit. Don't fall out this time.
いや、ここのフラグむずいよな。
Can you imagine if bounce and he didn't drop?
ヌワーズ何になってんのこれ。
That'd be so rough.
そこ行くの？
So he's just going in the
スパッツウィッチマスターさんこんばんは。
Like what, flank up red or maybe take the fight with the guy train or mining? We'll see.
It is mid-floor for the bomb site, right? So maybe he just tries to work his way in for red or for like mining area. He's gonna go in now. We're gonna get the answer immediately. Yog's gonna gun down one. It's a pretty fast full court.
面白いね。エントリーでセット気味合わせるっていう。
They can exploit. They'll at least get diffuser dealt with. But C9BC still have some curious angles up.
いや、この位置が強い。いや、よく倒した。いいカバー。なんだ、スプリッツ。どさくさに紛れてクレームも引っかかってる。
Make it a 1 versus 3 after Yog out of nowhere clotheslines Gavini.
Hold on. You got hot and cold alive. 38 years old, 3 kids, 1 year away from retirement.
これは状況的に厳しいよね。ドローン回す時間も十分あるもんな。
DS is on 11 HP. 11 HP. Oh, he's spraying through the.
いやー、ワンチャンあったぞ、これ。11だから。
No, was that the Thatcher? I mean, he didn't get the shot, so it doesn't matter. But that was.
いや、ホッタン位置取りが難しい。上がるのもむずいしな。えらい時間かけるね、オキシゲン。あー、ディフューザードロップしてたのか。さすがにね。いや、これ3ポイント必要だよ。ビーストコースト。お、なんだ。イニシエのブラックアイ来たぞ。
Well, listen, I'm glad Gabe got dropped because now he gets to like.
いったいったここで壊しに行ったホッタン。あららら。
Spirit's caught a little lacking in a very strong position. He basically undid an oxygen round previously from that exact spot. Gomez spots another, but unfortunately with that one shot reveals his position. So the Jaeger will get away, but hey, you're not.
そう、なんだかんだ6対5になったんだよね。
Diffuser might be all the way across the building, but within the first minute, you got a pick. But more importantly, that pick was the guy playing in Humidor. I'll take that deal.
Take that deal any day of the week.
Damn good deal.
Well, we'll see if these stocks work out for Oxygen. I'm gonna trade things out on Spirits up top, but
ちょっとエントリーやっぱむずいよな、カフェ。あー、ディフューザードロップ痛いね。ハットマジでオキシゲン入っていいとこないな。ハットもっといい選手だと思うんだけどな。なんかいいコーチと出会わないとハットはダメそうだね。ITB みたいな。まあ ITB 今だいぶ問題あるんだけどな。今のフラグ2個は何だったの？
With a minute remaining, I mean, Oxygen. I'm starting to hear the fat lady sing a little bit. I mean, gotta put that out there.
Well, listen. We pay her by the word, so she sings a lot. She's trying to make a living. As you move into the 4v4, a little deeper, Gunner might be spotted, but Oxygen's still trying to use every second remaining to squeeze whatever intel they can gather. But Gavini cuts down one. Diaz Lucas falls. Now Oxygen enter the disadvantage. When they convert, they'll have to walk into this 4-6.
いやー、画面のいい位置。いや、奥張りすぎ。ちょっとピークしなくてもよかったかもしれない。よくバリをしたね、今。ただ有利だな。ガンナーの位置強すぎ。ガンナーの位置強すぎ。いやー、これ3ポイント取り切るのさすがやな。でも俺この試合見た記憶があるんだけど最後なんかさこの後のインタビューでさディフューザーとさなんかラクシング揉めてなかった？いやオキシゲンはいいチームだよって言ってるよね。揉めてなかったわ。なんかこの2人オキシゲンだから食ってかかってんのかなとそんなことはなかった。またカフェか。あら。いやいや行く行く。いや それはすげえハイペース。おい、1分過ぎた時点で 2v2 になってるぞ。いやでもやっぱこのスピード感がちょっと日本にも欲しいな。これできてるの今 CG とスカーズしかないからな。これがやっぱ世界の今スピード感なんだよな。もう順当にエリア取るってもうほぼできないんだよね今の CG。熱い。一応分かってる。ソリス久しぶりに見た。いやこれ J94 が有利じゃない？ J9 拾われるのそれ。うまい。おお、完全そこで前に出るのはうますぎ。勇気の完全。
What we saw the last time around, SSG going to try and just beat Wildcard over the head with a hammer on this top floor. They really just want to try and get aggro, get these big kills, and come out on the other side with an actual man advantage this time around. The biggest thing is that Wildcard was able to keep things, equal, make things complicated for SSG.
Whoa!
Aggressive swing in here. Nobody's expecting happens for Ash and just nobody.
すげえそのラペインえぐいわ。SSG おもろいねやっぱり。やっぱり俺たちは CG のセオリーなんてやらないぜっていうのが満々と出てるのがいいわ。いやもう俺たちはトリックスターだって感じなのがすごいいいよね。 NA のトリックスターって名付けようぜ。駅伝みたいにさ今度出場するメジャーチームにさ一言キャッチコピーをつけるっていう動画作るか。そんな SSG に僕がつけた名前は NA のトリックスター。なんか駅伝かなんかだマラソンかなんかでクソみたいなキャッチコピーつけるじゃん。日テレかどっかがさあれやるか。いいフラグ。微生物がいらっしゃい。メジャーに出場しないとその名前はつかないから。スカーズとかメイドインジャパンだな。いやメイドインジャパンちょっと弱えか。不発の核弾と爆笑問題みたいなもんか。懐かしいねそれ。あれでしょなんかレッドカーペットじゃないけどあれだよね。その演芸年末演芸グランプリとかに出てくる時の呼び込みだよね。いやいいんじゃないそれ。
Sam, you think they got enough soft destruction with Ram, Buck, and Sledge? You think they maybe could have brought somebody else just in case?
Maybe so. There's a couple things that I could consider. Maybe a Zofia, maybe an Ash.
This lineup is missing. It's really missing a super shorty.
ここは一旦落ち着いて。いやでも最近カフェはやっぱあれだね。一回に対してはラムともバック積んでくるのは当たり前になったね。CG はクラッシャーですか。クラッシャーってちょっとコピーにやってなくない？なんとかのクラッシャーとかだったらいいけど。いや CG はクラッシャーではないんじゃないか。そうね。これスピフやっちゃったね。エンタの神様。エンタの神様確かについてたよね。でも爆笑問題ってエンタの神様出てたっけ？いやなんかニューイヤー駅伝だっけかな、なんかにつけるのよ。わあやりきれんかった。すごい殴り合いになってるねこの試合。出た棚上。ルーキーミステイクってルーキーのようなミステイクってこと？さすがにな。ベンジャーすごいよな。海を越えてゲーミングハウスで一人頑張ってるもんな。 偉いよな。
On the his
Calling it
いや
right.
そういう
stop it.
ガッツがいいよね。
Cap of the game we just casted, like, wasn't that
ボキャブラでよくついた。あ、ボキャブラか。
I'm still a little high from that one.
俺とトミーさんぐらいしかボキャブラわかんないかもしんないね。
Somebody went up a hatch and hot and cold dropped down and turned and C4'd it. And then
他のメンバーってどういうあだ名だったっけ？
Yeah, I think Fett put it
確かにボキャブラついてたな。
This Looney Tunes ass game I'm watching, and that's
Oh,
exactly
somebody
what
just
it
got
felt like.
double
何言ってる？
Speaking
あれ俺いつの間に
of when the
二人
fight's
減ってた
still
の？
going down,
Okay, hold on.
you know,
So-
you say Looney Tunes and things happen.
So Bosco double C4 Jano and Fultz. Ashen walked his way into the site, put the diffuser down. SSG now gonna kill. How is this a round they're going to win?
Eh?
C4. So we're in combat.
嘘だろ？
Spiff, unfortunately,
嘘だろ？
the comms a bit lacking.
あ、邪悪なお兄さんとかあったね。
Come back after that one into 3v3 and the time has quickly elapsed. Forrest will cut down Bosco. Benja has
ネプチューンとかどういう名前ついてたっけかな？
outside of Snowmobile. They can hit my line with that one. That was a crazy shot outside on snow, but it's still over, unfortunately.
いいピック。
1v1 and the 1v0. SG
今のニトロセルはマジでチンジもチンジだな。コミュニケーションエラーの極致だな。
Getting ahead of SSG.
なんかさ、突き上げとかさ、打ち込んだとか相手に対して詰めて巻き込んじゃったらわかるけど、開けるよっつって投げて背中ジュドーンだからな。
We've seen so many dastardly things happen to the defenders inside of Cocktail Bar through these two cafes that I'm not too confident in Bay as of right now. But
いや、これは結構メンタルに来るで。いいタイムアウトだったと思うけど。
It's just like we've seen some ridiculous stuff, and well, unfortunately, yeah, Hat in that position was made a fool a few times by Cloud9 the East Coast figuring it out. Though also just him getting unlucky. C4 goes
ああ、
out,
下からに行ってるのか。
says, all right, and moves on. A bit of chip damage, but nothing to worry about too extensively. One player.
うわ、カウンター裏いる。
There's one guy moving up long bar, and we have no idea.
カウンターいるぞ。
Unfortunately, but SG are getting all the kills anyway. Oh, they know
う
now.
わ、狙っとった
Oh,。they know now. But Spiker rotates. Able to
この位置よくスピフ入れたな。
Yells get down, Mr. President, all the way from Pixel. And so it's only a 3v4 instead of potentially a 2v5. Still means while
まあでも人数優位取ってるも
now even more so.
んな。でもこの位置気づいてそうだったよね、上から打ち込みしてたから。あそこで車線通るよね。なんでやりきれなかったんだろう。
Close enough. Welcome back, thinking Nate.
いいロック。ああ、でもディフューザードロップなんだ。
Or actually, no, that was Ashen, wasn't it? Wasn't even Benja. I'm wrong. I lied. Apologies. Apologies.
カウンター裏。あ、ピン立ったね、今。赤ピン立ったね。
Hansen. I mean,
ハーディさんこんばんいらっしゃい。
see where SSG's actually gonna get the build
き
back.
つ。もう全く動けないスピフこれ。
Like, you can't even take a
車線が入りすぎてる。ガッチガチに入ってる。あ、カバ来た。あ、カバ刺さった。いや、フォレストこの試合キレがすごいな。あれ時間がない。あ、まずい。あ、さすがにか。電光石火のトリプルプレイ懐かしい。そうだそうだそうだそうだ。思い出したわ。いいね、そのちょっと一言キャッチコピーメジャーチーム紹介でつけるか。
Bay and Kansan maybe are able to Spiker as well, able to rotate over into
Uh-oh.
ああ、いっちゃった。しかも阻害できてねえ。がっつりローテートホール作れちゃった。ここは当たれるところで当たれたね。当たりたいところで当たれたね。NA でも今日のさ、日本の試合見るとさ、やっぱ防衛うめえな、防衛勝てえなっていうイメージだったけど、やっぱ NA の試合見ると攻撃うまいね。逆にしっかり守りきれないんだね。
Mid-floor players getting active at the proper moment, specifically Spiff as he's able to take down 2 around white stairs. It's all led down to this though. Fultz inside of a 1 versus 4 that I don't really think he's getting out of. Might be able to get 1 here. They knew
いや、これ左は見ないよ。
左は見ない。
お、アキラさんこんばんいらっしゃい。CAG 大阪からの資格とか。あー、ちょっと大阪からの資格は分かりづらいんじゃない？でもあと大阪感がないんだよな、選手に。 むずいで、そこは。このスピードだと通りやすい的な、なんか何をやってるのかは予期しづらいと思う。順調にエリアを取ってきてるわけじゃなくて、いきなり来るからさ、相当防衛側の対策はむずいと思うから、このスピード感取り入れてないと、CAG とスカーズこれやってんだよ。世界で戦うためにはこれがないと、普通に順取りやっていくのはもう絶対バレるからさ。でもなんかセットよりも殲滅だね、この試合見る限り。
Kitchen is not exactly the easiest place to hold, or bakery is not exactly the easiest place to hold, especially when there is a Selma right on prep wall. But if there was anybody in this line that I want in this position right now, Sam, it'd probably be the guy.
これもう引けないんじゃない？あ、ディフューザーだったんだ。投げ物は残ってるよね。奥の車線で見えるかどうかだな。うまい。いや、これちょっとベンジャーのカバー、そうだよね。その手荷物だよな。すげえ細い車線で見てる。いや、アシュン強いな。その間にちゃんと前詰めてるもんな、準備側。
Kansan might still be able to get a headshot off before he goes down. Could mean a lot of work is placed on Spiff's shoulders. Speaking of the SMG-11, one player with it out is just
巨人か。いや、否定するわけじゃないけど、巨人ってもうフリアとかじゃない？ぶっちゃけ。順調じゃん、SSG。かなり硬いぞ、このカフェ。また早い。ほら、1分ぐらいで絶対キル入るでしょ。こんな感じなんだよね、やっぱ世界っていうの。いやー、イグジストは今日かなり連携ずれてたんだよな。ベチェも何した？WP ってどういう意味？
I've never seen somebody stand 10 toes harder in my life. That's ridiculous, Carter.
So it's looking like Wildcard are going to only get 2 points max out of today's game against SSG, as Benja is still holding the diffuser from Humidor with a shotgun. Most of those kills with the SMG-11, by the way, normally
でもさ、思ったんだけどさ、LATM とかのチームにコピーつけるのマジむずいわ。一応見るけどさ。いや、ウェルプレイって煽ってたのね。
But there are paths back into this round. Forrest is the obvious first pick, but he has Fultz behind him.
これそれ何のピンそれ？
Deceptive. Wildcard could push in, but there is immediate support. If Janano overplays this, if he pushes too far into pillar, maybe before
あれこれプラントいけちゃうんじゃない？
Could be another way for Wildcard to make this a 2v2.
いや、電車の中強えんだよな。いや、分かってても車線飛んなくないそれ。いや、今のところ圧倒的に SSG 有利だけどね。インジャーになってるけど。あ、T ってタイムのことか。圧倒的だね、ここまで SSG が。
So the stairwell rotations won't be as plentiful for space station gaming.
Which for SSG is a very powerful tool employed by Wildcard. Love their retakes. Love to try and
ここから流れ変われる兆しはないけどな。だいぶワイルドカードの攻撃は噛み合ってないぞ。だいぶバタバタしてるぞ。 いやだこういう爪なんだよね。割り切った爪というか。だって防弾カメラあんだよここ。マジでこういうアプローチ大事だと思う。シルバーさんこんばんいらっしゃい。こういうのあんまり日本チームやんないんでね。なんかまずはそのエリアを取ってガジェット壊してみたいな。でも今のもう 5v5 だから見ないだろうっつって言ったよね。ああいう割り切り大事なんだよな。だって防弾カメラあったら一瞬にしてアウトだったから。おーでもこれ結構このシフトチェンジついていけないぞ。いやこれも早いね。いやこれはついていけないよ。上のエリア取りしてると思ってるもん。いやこれはすごいいい起点。だってほぼ突き下げ入れなかったもんね。あこれうまい。これはうまい。これはワイルドカードうまい。これ日本のチームも真似した方がいい。これが相手の心理を読むっていう攻撃なんだよ。これはうまいわ。今のは完全に心理戦で上回ったもんね。あそこまでイースト取ったら突き下げするって考えるじゃん普通。だからワンクッションあって突き下げ入ってきたらリテイクするかニトロで飛ばすかみたいなのを考え始めるタイミングでもうプラントに入ってきたからさ、あれは止めれんわ。ジャーゴさんこんばんいらっしゃい。マオイさんこんばんは。どのリーグか忘れましたが大パンで流血2期マジでやばいねそれ。流血はやばいね。俺が見てる範囲ではないぞ。どこそれそのリーグ。そんなことある？ LATM とかアジアとか。机へこんだらしいっすね。それ C カウンターストライクじゃなくてG2 の2個の話じゃなくて2個流血はしなかったんじゃない
？They're not actually playing the site, although, obviously it is the bomb site. They're playing directly around it. They're waiting for Wildcard to try and fly into the bomb site, and they're just going to catch them like a large net, try and get some of these big, important frags.
Yeah, it's the classic anchor logic when you're defending kitchen.
すげえ綺麗にドローン壊すのお前。
Staircases, maybe the freezer hatch. So you just post up at the bottom of each one, brown, white, and red, and make sure.
いやこの位置アシュン苦しいね。うわボスコっぽいな今の。イエティにイエティが置いていったアメリカンヤンキー魂をね引き継いでるからボスコは。ボスコは俺の中でアメリカンヤンキーだから。いやでもちょっと当たり方変わってだいぶリズムが変わってるね。カルシーさんこんばんは。大会で大パンどころかお前ファイナルだからな。2個が大パンしたのファイナルグランドファイナルだぞ。カウンターストライクの世界大会の。いや2個がおもろいのはその大パンしてへこんだ机を持って優勝ステージ立ってそのいい写真をプロフィール写真にしてる今。それがおもろいの。でも2個めちゃくちゃうまいからなあいつマジで強い。でも海外はガンガン行くよ。日本だけや忠実になんかエリア取ってガジェット壊してみたいなのをランクでもちゃんとやってくるの。だから日本でソロでやってたらマジで崩せない。だから俺アジアサーバーでやってる。打ち合いの練習になるからめちゃくちゃ。
Yeah, did they put that mute jammer down so in case they had a Bravo on the offense, they don't affect them. You know what I mean?
I thought you had the observer get the shot because the Bravo's gonna steal, and I was like, I don't know, I'm not Staple's head. I'm like, no, I don't know why. I liked it.
It's definitely interesting.
But it's possible. I think that it could be that. It could also just be like if you got a guy sitting on cocktail balcony, you probably don't want drone info on him if he's playing his life there. So it could be a number of things. Could be a number of things with first or second order consequences. Benja hops out and out of the round indeed. Fortunately, not the master of cocktail hop outs as he goes right into that claymore.
サッカーの違いはあるよ。国柄はあると思う。ブラジルとかも攻撃めっちゃ好きだし。NA やっぱりなんかバランスって感じだね。多分日本の次に組織力大事にしてるのは俺 EU だと思うよ。EU はちょっと広いけど、ドイツってめちゃくちゃサッカー組織的なんだよね。それと似てる。
5v4 for wild card. They're trying to end this plant in reading. They're basically committed to it at this point. They might not be in the bomb site, but with everybody stuck in pillar, well,
いや持ってた。
passion is more than
強引すぎるほど持ってった。
take all those eggs in one nice little basket. A third goes to meet him.
いやさすがに。
Just manages to dip back behind.
いやカバラに潰したなこれ。
Hello, Fultz. 10 seconds left.
フォレストさんがちょっと防衛に入ってから息しなくなってきたね。攻撃あんなに綺麗だったね。
Does anybody know? One drops in laundry. There's so little time left. One
いやいいカバ
just barely misses it. Cans and saves.
Tracks goes on hand. Wild think fullest action game. Sense. Potentially the I can at least say not the greatest. A light serene in siege kind of sucks sometimes just because of Warden and other things. But as I said, Space Station don't have these things.
おおフルツ違反だ。
They do have guns and they have a Fultz that's going to
うわ保険効いてた。うわ保険第2挟んでんじゃん。
That we really can't explain because where the hell did those other kills even come from?
I don't know, but I'm dream clapping right now because Wildcard about to bring us to overtime. Unless SSG can mount something, which they certainly can.
おーラペリング分かってるな。
Holding control of pillar is really quite strong. Look at how many different.
いやこれ J9O の立ち回り次第だな。
Red hallway, bottom red. He can look a lot of different directions. There's the player close around Spiff. That's Ben Sebastian.
この窓から入られるのが嫌だからもうこれ以上いけないねベンジャーは。キープできるかだね。センズ久しぶりに見た。ああドローン差しきれない。いやでもロジックボム入った。気づいた。いやうまい。このノータイムはエグすぎるな。いやこれはね俺ちょっと SSG 下振れっていうのはかわいそうだと思う。ワイルドカードの攻撃がうまい。唯一あるのは煽り散らかしてて明らかに慢心しててまあスカーズ戦だな。スカーズ戦と一緒だな。メンタル的に弱い SSG は一度崩れたらやっぱ直せなくてそれって結構フォレストのとか J9O の仕事だと思うんだよ俺。いやもう勝ったと思って慢心したと思う。でもそのなんか慢心した瞬間にワイルドカードが2段階ぐらいギアを上げたから、まあ、下振れではないかな。でも SSG の弱点であると思う。ベンチはどこ出たの？妖怪ドローン見ながら飛びます。いやあれはもうね EU とかもバンバンやってたよ。 NA ではちょっと見なかったかな。最近の EU の試合でバンバンやってた。いやなんか俺日本の限界があるんだと思ってるのは自分たちで戦術開発しきれてないとこなんだよね。それが多分だからトップビッグ3エリアの劣化版みたいになってるから参考にするのはいいんだけど結局さ日本のトップチームはさ海外のチームの名前の作戦名にしてるじゃん。あれがもうすでに限界だとまんま使ってるわけじゃないと思うんだけどあれが限界だと思うんだよな。クレパピが作戦どうやって作ってたのか前にちらっと聞いたことがあるんだけどそのいろいろな試合見るじゃん。そしたらその作戦の本質が見えてくるじゃん。なんでこういう攻め方をしてるのかとかあここが弱点だからこういう攻めなのかみたいな。だからそれを把握した上で自分たちに合う作戦を考えないといけないんだけど一旦形を真似るんだよね。でそれは悪いことじゃないんだけどなんか形を真似た時に本質を掴んでるのかなみたいな話をちょっとあると思う。それはやっぱトップオブザトップの日本チームしかできてないと思うね。そうだから野良連合は結構オリジナリティあったよなって思う。まあ戦術ウォッカだったからなあの時は正直飛び出しまくってたからな。あ強っ。お SMG12 だったワンチャンあるんじゃないこれ。あさすがになかった。お尻打たれた。逆転マッチポイント。顔死んでる。いやホレストがこういう時に喋らないとダメなんだって。こういうのってかメンタル的な話だからさこういう局面って。 いや、そうなんだよね。なんか日本人はマジで丁寧にすげえシージちゃんとやるよなみたいな。やばい、なんかもうこれ意地と意地の張り合いになってる。え、2クレイモーキルズ2人死んでた。
Yeah, not exactly the way that you want things to start going. Oh. Little sweat there for
あぶね
the man on the skyline.
薄か見えてたと。
Spiff was just peeking at the exact same time. He now knows that
いや、さすがにじゃない。
he's gonna get gunned down.
よしじゃん入ってる。
Out of so far left field, I don't even think a single
強すぎ。
card member understood what just happened to them. He
いや、強すぎ。
practically at the top of White's
縦横無尽すぎるなアシュン。いや、やっぱアシュンのもうセンスが抜群だね。勝負どころと見たらあれ中核まで入りきってるもんな。あ、またちょっとはいはいはい。
on a Tuesday. That's like a T3 league, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know. I don't.
Hey, somebody had to.
We
I
own
mean,
BDS. I was there for it. Oh, hello. That's a
いいよ
nice spot. Oh, he still killed.
分かってて勝ったんだ。
He caught him on
バレてて勝っちゃった。
He hit Windows S and got the screenshot. He still died to faults.
NG って何？
That's ridiculous. He's
Ah!
going for more. He finds another. Not like this.
何が来た？
In any way but this wild card.
don't do it.
Come the hell on. Remember what I said? Anything can happen.
1人目はしょうがないとしても2人目はなんだ今の。
That's what I meant.
さすがにフルーツ。さすがにフルーツ暴れすぎ。
It's just disgusting. I mean, especially for Spike.
ナイスガイか。
Like, not trying to clown him or anything, but at that moment, he's just standing right in the middle of the door. And Foles is like, "Thank you very much. I'll take that one as well." It's just, oh, dude.
SMG ってあんまりブレないですね。おかしいな。俺の11もっとブレるんだけどな。多分使ってる11ちょっと違うんだろうな、プロのやっぱりな。
Very unfortunate for them, and I mean now it's just down to trying to get these picks back. You got to try and work your.
いやでもこれはちょっと煽り合戦になっちゃってメンタル的にもういきり散らかしててさ、お互いにハイになってて美しい試合じゃないね。なんか思考のシージの高いレベルで戦術が噛み合って戦ってオーバータイムっていう試合じゃないから、まあ見てて正直しんどいね。おもろいけどプロレス的な見方としては、まあこれもシージの一つだし競技シーンの一つだなとは思うけどさ。いやフラグマジでむずいな。下振れじゃないのよ。だから下振れじゃないのよ。こういう試合もあるけど、こういう試合を多分メンタルしっかり保ってやりきれないと勝てないよって話じゃない？下振れってさ、なんだろうな、どんどん調子が落ちていって勝ち方が分かんなくなることだと思うから、まあ言葉の定義の違いとは思うけど。いや笑顔なしだよな。これは3ポイント取らないといけない試合だった。ちょっと待って。だみんなここから褒めてたやつだよね、ダークゼロが。やっぱネイフが優秀なんだろうな。一旦垂れ流し配信かな。さすがにちょっと風呂入って寝る準備しないと、終わった瞬間に寝ないと無理だな。コビーがだいぶハマってきたよね。うまい。俺結構サイレント好きなんだよな。絶対サイレント俺より年上にしか見えないんだけど。え？今のさ、デイモス？今のデイモスだよね。今のデイモスでさ、めちゃくちゃ報告正確じゃないそれ。今ピン見えてないよね。あ？ E1D？ どっち？デイモスとさ、E1D、あ、カワンハイブだったの。今のデイモスだったら相当やばいよな。あれじゃない、ワニパニシじゃないっけ？ E1 フリア戦試合投げてたって言ってたの。気がついたらまあ直接対決。いやでもブラジルなんでさ3位5位とさ 4位、6位が激突するんだろうね。
It's still winnable for Luminosity. The fact that you've got both these
マジあれ謎なんだよな。
You have shotguns for close angles and SMG-11 for long range, 2 smoke canisters as well with 20.
いや時間がない。
It's not easy, but there are ways for Luminosity to win this. But if one
ガスグレーナー2つ残って、あれ入れちゃった。いやこれ体でいっちゃダメだろ。そう先にガスよ。先にガス投げて少なくとも後ろが覗けないようにしないとダメだったよな。そうこのねくぼみまで入んないんだよね多分ガス。だから今のはカバーライン分断するような遠隔ガスグレネード投げ切らないとダメだったと思うけどな。投げてたんじゃないんじゃないの。それが実力ないんじゃないの。
Dark Zero definitely counting their lucky stars, especially with that supporting staff. We'll see if they can work their way in and be able to dust the rest of this utility, especially with these Twitch drones. Got the 417s in the hands of Bo.
First POV drone boost I've seen. Just zooming about on that shock drone right there.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. The sprints, I just call it sprint, but the little sprint that they have on the drones now is actually insane. And the wild thing is too, Carter, I don't know if you experimented with this yet, but you can actually like launch yourself still by looking at the ground and hitting space. You actually
まあ銀行の地下はそうだよね。思う。でも結構あれ定点の練習してると思うけどな。
See how that goes. They're working on clearing out this top floor. Pambazoo with the Jackal.
パンバゾーのピック幅はだいぶ広がったよな。
But not going to try and work into murky waters. Does not want to give up one of these picks early on, especially since Dark Zero are accomplishing quite a lot across this map right now.
Two players up top. Kobe on the cutoff on yellow.
ジャッカルはそうだね。今はデイモスの方がやっぱ出てくるね。
Into the electrical position, not necessary to cut off those roamers. So it is a bit spread
ああでもダークゼロパルス版なんだ。結構仕掛けてるなやっぱダークゼロって感じするね。
He'll creep in a little bit further on the back line. Nobody knows he's here. There might be barbed wire in his way. But even that sound cue might be enough. Eddie focused on the front line. That's NGR now. Dave's in position to get this diffuser. Oh, this sound cue is not going to give anything.
ガレージが全然キープできないじゃん。これはカメラが悪い。これは先に読んでガレージ側見てほしかった。上も撮ってないのになんでガレージ撮れたんだよってとこは映してほしかったな。
Silence been on 17 HP for like 8,000 years, by the way, and he'll move to 0 expeditiously. Triple kill for Bolo, 1v3 for Kixrow. What are you really to do at this point except Hail Mary it down yellow, where big shock to anybody. There's somebody, I was about to say, holding the cross on yellow, but a bit of surprise. He actually lets him slip by, but it's all good, because in 3, 2, 1, the round is won for Dark Zero. Kill or not, Dark Zero move up 2-0.
Man, what do you this guy? And that's no, we have top 10 with
give, but he was back there.
Well, they are gonna do keep in mind right around the corner, and this should be.
日本があんまり追跡オペメ追跡オペメーターやってないわけじゃないと思うよ。デイモスちゃんと入れてきてるし。でも基本的にはちゃんとエリア取りに行くからさ日本チームって。今どの車線今の？ラッペング上からの車線
？That's the most Rainbow Six Siege thing ever. You're like, oh, there's a guy outside the window. There's another person pushing in from bench. Where's he gonna die? Oh, the verticality. It's just so insane. They'll take out Kixrow down.
この車線かやっぱり。
The Dark Zero so badly wanted. Now where do they want to try and deliver this case?
Such an NGR kill too. On rappel kills a guy through a hatch in like a doorway. Like, all right, fair enough.
You got it, buddy. You got it.
We get it. Listen, NGR on this role is ridiculous. He is so good playing this cutoff and passive position. Sometimes it can be a bit comical how long he can wait in a given spot.
Most patient man alive, right? Yeah. Like patience of a saint.
But it does pay off pretty consistently for Dark Zero. It's given them this 5v4 right now, and there's so many players like Kobilax, Bolo, Pamazoo who can turn things up. It's fun to have a guy who can chill out. Oh, it is actually second floor defense. I was trolling. My bad. What was I talking about? Anyway. We'll see that utility burned up top that Goyo earlier could allow for a CEO plan, but with everything coming in from the admin side and all the defenders fully pushed back, these gunfights need to go LG's way to stop Dark Zero from pushing further into Spiral, pushing further into Projector. Fortunately, Dark Zero so often finding themselves in an advantageous position moving into the late round. 3v2, 3v2, now a 4v3.
結構体でいってるね。
Promises established by these man advantages before.
わー、これ長机が取れてるのでかすぎる。
Inside of the little cubby, inside of the A bomb site.
AD が釣れるかだね。うわ、詰めてる。わ、さすがにか。さすがにか。さすがにか。さすがにだったな。今のはうまかったね。デリバリーでやられないように粘るっていうのが、まああそこがベイトっていうか、もうまさに餌中の餌だったね。
Consistently running the Deimos and the Jackal, not necessarily at the same time, but Dark Zero had one of those operators in every round they played so far, coincidentally in the hands of Pambazoo every single time. Just one of those players that having an ability for him to gain free intel at any given time.
いや、結構管理陣もういっぱいいっぱいよ。
Maybe that's how we got the kill on Kixrow, maybe not. Either way, him and Kobe
なんかルミナシアちょっとどこで当たったらいいのかがマジで解決策見出せてないね。いやもうこうあっさり2回取られたじゃん。これ1回もプラントいけちゃうんじゃね？
2C4s have already been used, not pre-placed, but used by LG. That means they only have one to stop any plant from going down.
パンバーズってやっぱり1で動くからジャッカルとかトッケビとかデイムス相性いいです。良さそうだね。
Very strong offensive assault of that top floor, but now they have to try and bring it back to bear on the bomb site. Some extended angles here.
これは申請窓口の窓か。うわ、いいフラグ。
Area, a frag grenade in towards Spiral will force one back. They know if Wi-Fi's in the area as Kobe starts to work his way down Spiral stairs. Dark Zero still looking for exactly where they want to put this down. Nafe is indeed the case bearer.
いや、これは結構盤石じゃない？いや、もうこれプラントが、いや、ちゃんと潰しに来る。2灯籠はあるのか？いや、もうこの位置盤石すぎるわ、プラント。あ、わかんなくなった。
Kobe's not in position. He is rotating all the way around, spotted on a drone, but he's waiting on the staircase, anticipating the retake.
いや、Wi-Fi これは可能性が多すぎる。やばい。ちょっと序盤のあたりに耐えきれてないね。ルミオシティ。序盤のあたり耐えたいね。つい先オペっていうか1で動くのが上手い人じゃない？周りのドローンとか例えば E1D に合わせて詰めるので。
Fortunately, facing a bit of struggle for that electric claw right now, able to shock the next one though. Really nice counterplay by Dark Zero right there to deal with that, but still Zotoed.
ああ、今ショックドローンで壊したな、ゾト。
I think again was that the shock drone to destroy the Zoto? Man, that is MVP Twitch play from Bolo.
Just what can't this guy do, man? It's actually just so ridiculous. Oh.
これでもジャッカルにしてる理由がいまいちよくわかんないんだよな。デイモスでいいじゃんと思っちゃう。ドローン壊されるの嫌がってんのかな。いやでも言うて6個壊されてるの。いやでも NGR も一人で裏差しに行けるの強いよな。これさっきと同じアプローチだからバレたね。これバレたね。さっきと同じアプローチだったもんね。プラントしてない？あ、強っ！いやでもプラントに気づけてないのはきついよね。うわぁ、絶望のグラズ。Make that another as Kobe on the DMR, piecing up LG players left and right. Kixor's got one close, got one far, but that win is. ネイフそこでピークするの偉いな。 いやーなんか読み負けてるね、ルミノシティは。完全に。これ読むしかないわ。次何してくるか。スモーク持ちのジャッカルを選んだ。あー、でもさっき上下とかもジャッカルだったから、デーマスでいいんじゃねと思うんだけどな。
As we know from Dark Zero, they are no stranger to being patient. This is something that we saw very often inside of Canadian's tenure. Something that we continue to see with him, although, you know, some more aggressive tendencies over there on the Sonics roster, but still the same. It's good patience and seeing what the defense is going to give you, and this time around, they're going to give you some success. Eddie's going to take out NJR.
まあさすがにな、1回目やな。
A solid response there as that first smoke pours in.
でもこれクロスボウなくなっちゃうからいけないよね。
How many times do they want to try and fly in via this window?
I think that's the bit of the issue they're running into right now because NGR had already used a lot of his utility. Obviously,
ここは完全にセット構成だね。グリーン見ないのがきついね。なんか NGR ポコポコやられてんのこの試合、珍しく。
One toxic canister undoes that rush, and you don't have a lot of time to just hop in, hop out, try to burn that util.
うわ、第2プラン来た。
No, look, Nate goes for the complete rotation, and there's somebody, the smoke canister. Wi-Fi's got it in his hand right in front of him. He'll back off as a result from the flash, but how ready is he?
いや、行くんかい、それ。
He will back off. Nate makes his way in, but this is extremely hostile.
いや、これ分かってないんじゃない？
Right around the corner. Those flashbangs better pay their weight, and it might just work off. Wi-Fi
まさかの。
throws a toxic canister in his butt.
あ、ボールとネーフのコンビがいいね。
Another 3v2. The timing's so rough for Luminosity.
見えた。
All right, well that's a freebie. 3K for Bolo has silent prone at the window trying his final
絶望すぎる。
player. Kixro, are you gonna do the same thing?
他のメンバーが詰めればいいんじゃないこれ。
Let this man get a 4K?
だよね。
No, it'll be Kobe to get it. Instead, it's a 5-1 half.
I mean, line that we see.
This is you.
Was the only other
割れてる。
ways for Dark Zero.
早いぞこれ。
We've got 3 nitro cells here. So definitely some ways for
いや、これでもシンプルなセット止められなさすぎじゃない？
They're both down. I mean, we are probably going to have some more on glass. No, glass.
ああ、黄色の柱取られちゃった。
So Jackal's the only other one.
これ
There's a lot more smokes on here. His Blitz has them as well. Nitro cell out though.
あらららら。
The Blitz and Bo's going to get one as well. The plant has not.
あ、でもそっちにイントロ使ったらプラント、あれあれれれれ、周りが先に全部潰れちゃったった。
In this same situation, but Dark Zero, they're just doing it better, bigger and better in every single capacity. 3 bodies down for LG in response. They'll just get Kobe, and you still got to deal with this solid lineup from DZ.
さつきさんこんばんはいらっしゃい。RGL お疲れ様でした。ありがとうございます。コビいい選手だね。なんか柔軟性が高い、強いけど。なんかプロ選手向きだなーってすごい思う。いや、ブラックミラーが重すぎだろこれ。いや、こっから攻めるの厳しすぎるぞ、ブラックミラー2枚。いや、これはなんかプラン B 持ってないのはきついよな。いやー、素晴らしい。シンプルにダブルピークで解決した。ニトロはあそこに使うもんだね。ニコビーのイーツの文句は髪型ドレッドにしたこと別にいいじゃん。やっぱり NBA のブラックマンボはリスペクトの。あ、そうなの。ダークゼロは人材発掘が世界一うまい。まあ世界一とは思わないけど、NA の中で一番積極的だと思うけど、人材発掘うまいのはもうブラジル全部で。
Nice scope to its fullest advantage, and we're actually going to see it go down. Bo's going to get gunned down and should be cleaned up here by this frag grenade.
お、自販機。落としたのでかいぞ。
Spot the mute soon afterwards. Even in the 4v5, moving beyond this doorway can be difficult. You're hoping somebody else decides to try and play around this vending machine or play towards the top of Visa. Even here, you can get stuck. That's why you need to rely on the blitz.
いや、なんか進捗はだいぶルミナシティいいんだけどな。キルも取れてるし。いいガス。 ちょっとブリッツでプラントいくのが難しくなったね、これ。HP 的に。いや、でもここまでいけてんだよな。うわー、今でキル取りたかったね。でもそこ2人入ってんだよな。なんで光らなかったの今。強い。ショットガン来た。デイモスショットガン来た。まさかの展開。プラントいけるよな。まさか。まさかまずいです。時間がない。なるほど、こういう決着か。一番いい攻撃したけどな、ルミの今。